Solving absolute value equations and inequalities. This will be the last section before we take a test. Here are some examples. The absolute value of x minus 3 equals a positive 3. Here's what you have to do. You have to break this into two different equations and then solve it. Because what comes out of an absolute value, brackets will always be positive, but what can go into them could also be negative. So you're going to start by doing x minus 3 equals 3. And that's just as it's written without the bars. But just beside it, you're going to put a negative quantity of x minus 3. And then set that equal to 3. Whatever's on the left, write it as it is, set it equal to 3, and then on the right hand side, it's the negative quantity of what's inside those brackets, and then also set that equal to 3. So solve each one. And you come up with x equals 3 plus 3, which would be 6. And then on the right hand side, distribute the negative sign to get negative x plus 3 equals 3. So negative x equals 3, and move this 3 over. And of course, a negative x equals 0 is still x equals 0. So x equals 0 or 6. What is the first thing I write? Yeah, 2x minus 4, and set it equal to 8. What do I write next? That's right. Negative quantity of 2x minus 4, and then set it equal to 8. So solve each one of them. 2x equals 8 plus 4. 2x equals 12. And divide 12 by 2 to get 6. On the right hand side, distribute the negative sign to get a negative 2x plus 4. And then move the 4 to the right. And negative 2x equals 4. Divide 4 by negative 2 to get a negative 2. So x equals negative 2 or 6. You can always check these to make certain your answers make sense by plopping them back into x in here. If I put a negative 2 in for x here, what's negative 2 times 2? Negative 4. What's negative 4 minus 4? Negative 8. What's the absolute value of negative 8? It's 8, so that one works out. You can put in 6. If I put a 6 in here, 6 times 2 is what? 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. The absolute value of 8 is 8. So it works out. To solve this absolute value equation, we want to write x minus 2 equals 9, as well as the negative quantity of x minus 2 equals 9. On the left, it's x equals 9 plus 2. That's 11. On the right, it's negative x plus 2 equals 9. Move the 2 to the right. Simplify. And then divide by negative 1. So you should have x equals negative 7 or 11. We're going to start with 3x minus 6 equals 12, and then go to the negative quantity of 3x minus 6 equals 12. On the left, 3x equals 12 plus 6. Simplify to get 18, and x should be 6. On the right, that's a negative 3x plus 6 equals 12, and we'll have 12 minus 6 on the right, which will be a positive 6, and divide by negative 3 to get a negative 2. So x is negative 2 or 6. Here are some more examples. In this case, you have to solve an absolute value inequality. And what you do with this is you start with how it's written, x minus 2 greater than 3. Then you have to go to x minus 2, flip the inequality sign, and then change the sign of the number on the right. Once you do that, you go through and solve. So x greater than 3 plus 2, that's x greater than 5. On the right, x less than negative 3 plus 2, x less than negative 1. So you end up with an x in the middle, then you have a negative 1 on the left, a positive 5 on the right, and make sure you get the signs facing the right direction. For x greater than 5, the mouth is opening to the x, and for x less than negative 1, it's pointing to the x. X is less than negative 1, or x is greater than 5. You can plug these in to see what works. If x is greater than 5, I should be able to pick a number greater than 5 and have it work out in this. A number greater than 5 would be 6. If I put 6 here, 6 minus 2 is 4. The absolute value of 4 is 4. Is 4 greater than 3? So it checks out. X less than negative 1. A number less than negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, so if I put in a negative 2 here, negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. What's the absolute value? Is 4 greater than 3? Yes, so it works out. Start the way it's written with x plus 4 greater than or equal to 2, and then do x plus 4, flip the inequality sign, and change the sign of the number on the right. And then solve each of them. So x greater than or equal to 2 minus 4. That'll give us a negative 2 on the right. X greater than or equal to negative 2. For the right-hand inequality, we'll have x less than or equal to a negative 2 minus 4. That is a negative 6. So x less than or equal to negative 6. Negative 6 is the least one, so we'll put it on the left, negative 2 on the right, x in the middle. For x less than or equal to negative 6, it's pointing to the x, and for x greater than or equal to negative 2, the mouth is opening to the x. We're going to do x plus 1 less than or equal to 2, and then x plus 1 greater than or equal to a negative 2. On the left, x equals, or x less than or equal to 2 minus 1 is x less than or equal to 1. On the right, x greater than or equal to a negative 1 minus, or a negative 2 minus 1, and then x greater than or equal to a negative 3. So you should have x in the middle, negative 3 on the left, 1 on the right, and for the negative 3, the mouth opens to the x. For the 1, it's pointing to the x. We're going to write it as it's written, 4x minus 12 less than 24, and then we're going to do 4x minus 12 greater than or just greater than negative 24. So on the left we have 4x less than 24 plus 12. Simplify to get 36. And divide both sides by 4 to get x less than 9. On the right side, 4x greater than negative 24 plus 12. Simplify to get a negative 12, and divide that negative 12 by 4 to get a negative 3. So you have x in the middle, negative 3 on the right, negative 3 on the left, and 9 on the right. For the 9, the sign is pointing to the x, and for the negative 3, the mouth is open to the x.